Good. All right, it is 5:30. Let's start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. Are there any personal appearances? Personal appearances. All right, seeing none, let's move to the meeting minutes from May 20th. What are the wishes of the commissioners?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Bills for $556,907.31.
Second.
Motion and a second on the bills. Any questions for Callan on those? Any questions? All right, Callan, you can call the roll.
Hubda.
Yes.
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Salaries for just a little bit more, $557,770.52 pennies.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second it.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? Callan?
Hubda.
Yes.
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Callan, anything on the financials or any news report on anything?
Nothing really to add other than budgets. We'll have discussion on that later in the meeting. So.
Okay, any questions for Callan right now? All right, if not, let's go to department reports and Jared.
All right, Park Board President Commissioners, just a few updates. My submitted report. Again, one highlight, we're in the middle of evaluating tablet versus liquid chlorine for the new pool filtration. So we're kind of weighing the options on that. If we switch from the tablet chlorine to a liquid, there would be a little upcharge, but we're still working through those details right now. And we'll, hopefully have that back in the next few days. So that's one update there. Under projects and capital improvements, I am going to ask for, to put for forestry, a grapple truck out for bid. The estimated cost is approximately $250,000. Funds would be taken out of the forestry equipment replacement line. Piece of equipment like this might be a long lead time, like some of our other equipment. So we'd like to try to get that out now, so we can hopefully get ahead of the game and get it sooner than later.
And we need motion on that, all right? Action from the board,
Please.
all right? What are the wishes of the board?
So we'd be looking at budgeting that in 2026?
No, we would be looking to put it out to bid next week and then pay for it in 2025.
Gotcha.
Because it is funds that we have in the forestry equipment replacement line.
So if it didn't come in, we could carry those funds over.
Yeah, it would just be earmarked for that, and then, there is a couple other bigger pieces of equipment we'll be looking at in our budgeting process for 26, and we still would have funds available for those also.
Probably a good idea, the way things are taking to come in and share. So I would move to approve the forestry grapple truck.
Grapple truck, yeah.
Out for bid? Okay, we had a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, got a second. Any questions for Jared on that? Beyond what we had? Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Cool.
Thank you. Next item is a couple things under the Mesa Arena. The MInot Hockey Boosters approached us to put a little bit of an addition on to the off-ice training area that they lease right now. They would take care of all the fees and everything that goes along with that. Again, basically it'd be moving, if the training room has windows on the west rink side, it'd be bumping those out to, approximately 4 feet from the playing boards, so it'd give them, another 12, 15 feet of training space. So we have an estimate, and again, they would take care of all those. That's just kind of the sketch of it. So on the left side, you can see the radius of the rink. And so that line right where the cursor is, that's the bump out.
This is on the second level, right?
This is on the upper level, so there still would be a walkway underneath, and we wouldn't lose any space underneath other than where the columns go up to hold it. Putting a room on stilts, basically.
And then is there any bleachers right there?
We would still be able to have the one set of
Metal
metal
bleachers.
bleachers in that area.
Just be an obstructed view seat. It'd be like Fenway Park.
Yeah, have to charge less for those
That's right.
seats.
Absolutely. So we're looking to approve that for the go
Moving
ahead.
forward with that part of the project, yes.
I'll make a motion to allow the hockey boosters to move forward with their proposed plan.
I'll second.
All right, motion and second. Any further questions? Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right.
Okay, thank you. The next item under Mesa, in the Pepsi rink, the concession area, the storage area, then it goes into, if you're moving down the line, the serving room where there's coolers and things like that. We're going to meet and kind of look at possibly moving the serving room down a little bit. So it would give the Mesa group more room for concession storage. Because when we have the big tournaments, I mean, there is not an inch of extra room anywhere in there. So we're just going to look at possibly bumping that out a little bit. We'd just move the serving room probably 10 feet into the little serving, the room itself, which basically people go and get their beverages and walk out. So we're going to start looking at that next week.
And that's something the Mesa group will.
That's what we're determining.
Okay.
We've talked about it during the 3-week run of WDA state tournaments and all that, because there's not enough room for concession supplies on some of those big weekends. So we kind of talked about it then. We're going to look at it now. So
And having a sink would be a major asset to that room.
yes. Yeah, so all the things that are in the serving room, they would just move up about 10 feet. And my simple part of it would be put a false wall in and put the serving window in there.
So do we need to do anything, or is that just information?
This is just information.
Okay.
And again, if we come down to some agreement on it, I'll bring it back to July board meeting. And then again, just one more item is vandalism. We did put out a post and some information. But vandalism, we say it every year, but it is on the rise. Staff is spending hours daily on cleanup. We're closing facilities periods of time, so we open them up, come back, close them, and then we come back and clean them up a little bit later. But we had a couple facilities closed for pretty much an entire weekend because we just couldn't take care of them at that time. So it's not that staff is neglecting them. There's a reason we're closing them, and we are looking at other options for possible restroom facilities because the amount of hours and dollars we're spending on cleaning up and fixing needless vandalism is getting really, really tough for the staff. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll lighten up, but it doesn't look like it. So.
Oh, and Jared and I have had this conversation with staff as well, and our goal is always to keep those restrooms open for the people that are using them exactly what they're supposed to be used for, but these things aren't happening at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. These things are happening between 8 and 4:30 when we're operating full operations within the park district. So it's never our goal to close something, but we're running into more and more issues with this. So
we'll keep evaluating and keep you informed.
Go ahead.
is it mainly just bathrooms, or is it other stuff too?
Well, a lot is bathrooms because it's the easiest thing to vandalize. There's obviously other damage throughout the park. There's graffiti You know, and again, it's trying to get those things off the walls as quick as possible. But it's equal opportunity. I guess I'll leave it at that. But the focus has been bathrooms. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So it's been mainly bathrooms right now.
So I've heard some of the bathrooms are absolutely disgusting after the vandalism happens. Does our park staff do that, or do we contract some of that out so that our employees don't have to deal with that nonsense?
We have contracted out a few times over the years, but it's our staff. It's our staff that goes in and cleans the things off the walls and things that are stuffed in the stools and the urinals, and I'll say it's smeared everywhere. It's our staff that goes in and does that. So, you know, I mean, if it's a young staff, I really can't imagine they're like, hey, great, guess what I get to go do again tomorrow.
No, it's no fun for anyone to have to do.
Right.
I know.
So, no, and I mean, I wouldn't even show the pictures to anybody. They're not good.
Is it worth thinking about some subcontracting that to take some burden off?
I mean, the hourly rate on contractors would, I mean, I'm not gonna say we couldn't afford it, but it would tear through your contract labor line in a week. So, I mean, when we had fire damage last summer, we had a group come in and do the restoration of that, the cleanup and restoration.
Well, I know you put stuff out on social media, right? Obviously, letting people know. So it hopefully won't be a surprise if things are closed, because what can you do? I mean,
and we try to sign it for what it is and get it out on social media as soon as possible if it's not going to be a quicker cleanup or fix. And that's all I had, unless you had other questions to my report.
Jared. All right. Thanks, Jared. Golf course, Steve.
Really nothing to add. We had the Trinity Building Hope Tournament yesterday, and all the ladies had a great time. We had pretty good weather, and they all loved the golf course. So, another thing, we've been busy, and looking forward to finish the season strong, because we're getting a lot of people golfing that normally wouldn't be golfing, and I think it's a lot of newbies.
Any questions for Steve? All right. Thanks, Steve. Cammie?
I have nothing to add to my report. It's been pretty busy. It's going good this season, but I'll answer any questions if there is any.
Anything for Cammie? All right. Thanks, Cammie. Logan, Zoo.
I don't have anything to add to my report. I just want to say thank you to the MInot Park Board, to everybody from maintenance, horticulture, forestry, especially my staff for all their help with AZA. Overall, it went really, really well. And we'll have a final hearing in September.
Right. Anything for Logan? Just heard really good things that the zoo does look really good, so that's awesome.
And the exciting news, the 4 new additions.
Oh yeah, can you get those out, please, for everyone? You haven't heard that, have you? The Tigers?
Hopefully in the coming weeks, they're still getting their feet under them.
Yeah. I'm kidding. That's just what people have said to me. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Thanks, Logan. Eric, maintenance.
Nothing really to add. Just want to highlight a couple things in my report. We had a contractor do crack sealing at Mesa and the golf course parking lots. They completed that on May 28th. I did a little follow-up. The work looks good. I believe that'll help with helping to save the asphalt in those parking lots. And then we are working on prepping Polaris Park for the new splash zone, and we're planning to get everything set up tomorrow and do a little test run, make sure everything works, and getting ready for opening that up next week. So, other than that, nothing to add.
All right. Anything for Eric? I guess Bob's not here. I skipped over Bob. Is there anything to add on Mesa or?
Oh, summer full swing and ranks are busy.
Shannon?
Anticipating finishing up the planting this week, as long as everything goes well. My staff has been knocking it out, so I have to give credit to them along with everything else that's been going on. Everything kind of comes at once, so really proud of them and the progress they're making. And ball fields are, of course, extremely busy with all the summer programming, and MInot youth, baseball, soccer, competitive teams have started, so they've been pretty busy.
All right, anything for Shannon? Troy?
The only thing I have to add is we did hang 19 emerald ash borer traps in conjunction with the North Dakota Department of Agriculture. And most of those traps are in the parks and then out at the landfill. So hopefully this year we will find nothing in them again and continue on, yeah. So if you have any questions about, if you get any questions about any big purple things hanging in trees, that's what they are. Just emerald ash borer traps, so.
Anything for Troy? Okay, thanks, Troy. And Tom?
Just letting you know that we had a busy end of the May up at the Shields Complex. We hosted 3 region tournaments and some district playing games. MInot Youth Fast Pitch has started their nights up there now, and then we are getting into tournament season for the summer. We have the MInot Storm Fast Pitch Tournament this weekend at Shields Complex on the east end of the South Hill Complex.
Questions for Tom? All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Do you have anything for Ann or Mark, or we have questions? Try and stump Jared. Well, you don't have to come up unless you got something.
Park Board President Commissioners, again, Ann has been working with Bailey and Nikki, getting all their summer programs up and running this week. Eric hit on a little bit, Splash Zone. Again, we'll start next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. They're going to do a test run tomorrow, getting everything set up. And then Friday, late afternoon, evening, they're going to do a staff little wet run up there. We're going to get the water flowing and have some kids going up and down and trying it out before we open it up next week. But again, all the other programs are going. So that's on Ann's side. And then the same thing on Mark. Summer programs are going. Tonight he is at the first night of Pickleball League. So he's getting that organized. So everybody's busy and going there.
Is that at Roosevelt?
Park Board President Commissioners, yes, they're going to try it tonight at Roosevelt. See how the traffic flow and parking goes. If not, then if it doesn't work out, it'll be shifted over to Riverside.
All right. Anything else for Jared? All right. If not, we can go to new business. Just one item: the budget for next year. Is it all ready? All done?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so the 19th and 25th of this month, we've got meetings on the calendar with me and Ellie and Jared just to sit down and kind of discuss what we had met with the department heads about to get all that together and kind of get a preliminary budget ready. Then we'll be sharing that with you for our board retreat on the 30th. And you guys can give your input on that and if making any changes at that point. And then we'd be looking at the preliminary approval at the July meeting on the 15th. So I think it'll be a tight budget, but I think overall it's coming together pretty well. So that's all I have. Have any questions?
Yeah. Any questions for anyone as that process gets rolling?
Is there some upcoming meetings about the 3% cap and things?
Yes, yeah. So there's one. It's on Monday down in Pittsburgh, and so I'm going to go down to that one and attend it. It's just education on how to make sure that you're calculating that correctly, following all of the new rules that they put in with the cap. So I'll be attending that to make sure all of it.
Okay. Do you feel pretty like you got a grasp of it right now, even before then? Have you?
I think so. You know, this one I think is going to be a little bit different just because the actual bill value raised more than what the 3% cap is going to be. So it'll be a little bit different once the mill value doesn't grow, and then we have that 3%. Just seeing how if we need to raise our mills and we get close to that 38 cap again, but that 3% was essentially higher than that. That could be a little bit of an interesting scenario, but this one I don't think will be.
And the nice part about this, once again, belonging to NDRPA and the League of Cities, who have kind of all jointly set this meeting up on Monday, is having them as a resource when we're going through this. And Dave at the city has also been a great resource for us as well.
All right. Any other questions on the budget process? All right. If not, I see Ryan is not here. Do we have a update? MI6, MI7?
I don't think there's much to update. I'll let
things are rolling.
Try to answer any questions.
Yeah.
If you have any.
no major changes.
Any other business? Let's go to the booze permits. We got 6 of them.
I'll make a motion to approve the alcohol permits as presented.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Ellie? Some things?
Yeah, we are going to end on some positive things, but I think we have to talk a little bit about last week. Of course, with the vote coming through, 25 votes shy, certainly disappointed coming from our office. And as we take a look at that 2026 budget, we know that is going to be tight, and adjusting accordingly. We are going to have to take a really deep look at some of our efficiencies. We know our departments have needs. We have parks and facilities that need some maintenance. And that really has been the messaging since we started this process, is without that sales tax, we are going to be in maintenance mode. And unfortunately, that is the reality that we're in right now. I think we have to take a hard look at some of our partnerships that we have taken on. There's going to be some things that we are going to have to take a really hard look at, because we need to be concerned with the parks and facilities that are under the umbrella of the MInot Park District. I appreciate the fact that we're good partners, but when we look at our budget as a whole, we need to really look at our priorities from the staff point of view, and we'll be bringing those to you guys on June 30th to have a conversation about. I want to thank the team for everything that they did during that process. Jared and Callan jumping in when I had a little bit of a leave in between unexpectedly. Callan sitting down with me countless hours and be like, no, this is how this works and this is how that budget number looks. So I appreciate his patience, and Jared's taking on more on his plate when I was more focused on the vote and all his team behind him. So I appreciate it was all hands on deck during this process, and we had that little AZA inspection in between all of it as well. So certainly a busy spring on top of the busy springs we have every other year. So thank you guys for all your work, and thank you for the board for just continuing to get to education out there to people. I'm proud of what we did. There's always things that, looking back, we could have maybe done differently, but I am proud of the product that we put out there, and we said we were going to leave it up to the voters, and 979 people voted no, and that was the difference in the 25 votes. So as we look at that budget, property tax is the way that we have to do that, and we tried to put something else out there, and that's not the way it went. So I just, like I said, want to thank everybody for their work on that, but now we're set to move forward. But we have some really great things going on. Our Director of Marketing and Development position is out there right now. That will wrap up and close on the end of June. Splash Zone that we talked about would be really exciting for our community. Thank you to the MInot Area Community Foundation for providing the funding for those inflatables. And Dakota Fence also stepped up and helped us make sure that those would be secured at Polaris Park. The team at the zoo is doing an amazing job. We know with the construction over there that has been a topic of conversation, but if you've followed the zoo's Facebook page, they are looking to add to that customer experience, and we're having some more hands-on keeper chats and coming up with ways to enhance that experience, even with part of the zoo not being available to everybody. So we're doing what we can with what we had. Had the golf tournament yesterday at Surus. The golf course looks amazing. Flowers look amazing. So our team is doing a top-notch job, and just want you to guys know we appreciate all of you. And then, of course, our Game Changer Awards. So we had two. I got to read it off here. Excuse me. We had 2 winners this month. So the 2 winners were Mike Clean and Joe Abrahamson. So Joe's coworkers say he has a fun, positive attitude no matter what he is working on. Joe is knowledgeable and dependable in his duties. He's consistently stepping up in times when the park district needs him and assists in keeping the department organized. And Mike Clean's coworkers say he shows up every day with a great attitude. He consistently motivates those around him and always wears a smile. They say Mike is always ready to lend a helping hand and share his knowledge. Mike works efficiently to ensure parks and city trees are well maintained. So congratulations to Mike and Joe. They couldn't be here tonight, but I don't really blame them. It's a gorgeous summer evening. So they got their awards this morning, and we appreciate that. So we'll announce the next one in July. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Ellie. Any questions for Ellie on anything? All right, let's go to commissioners' reports. Cliff, anything?
I'd like to echo Ellie a little bit that the vote, of course, was extremely disappointing, but I know that the folks in the Park District, and especially me and Jared and Kellen, were stepped up extraordinarily. But I want to commend Ellie and our director as that was an extraordinary effort. I think we did it right. I think we did it well. And I think it was honest. We told them what we wanted to do, and we told them what we would do if it didn't work. And that's where we're at. Now, I'm an old timer around here. I remember the first year I was on this board, and we had some tough times for a while there, but we did say, and it's kind of ironic how it comes out, we did say at that time, our first priority is to take care of what we got. And that's what we're doing now. And that I think we'll be able to do more, but you don't want to go backwards. We got to look at it and look at it carefully. And like Ellie said, look at every one of our partnerships, look at our priorities. It changes. I read the article on the city cutting 500 acres of grass. We're going to be cutting, in my opinion, 700 or 800 acres of grass. I don't think we're going to do it. So, yeah, that's the kind of things we've got to look at more carefully. That's simply where we're at. But I want to thank every one of you, and I want to thank the administration and Ellie. The effort was extraordinary. You did everything you could. It didn't work. We'll move on, and we'll do just as well or better than we were. Thank you.
All right. Justin?
I guess I was going to echo Cliff's comments there after the election. I kind of did some thinking back. I think the process started about 2 years ago at our budget retreat, where we started talking about where we wanted to go and how we were going to fund it and all those sort of things. So from there till now there's been a lot of work, and Ellie and Jared and Callan probably took the brunt of most of that work, and me and Mike just showed up at meetings. But yeah, it's like I said, it was disappointing, but I think Cliff hit the nail on the head. We got to take care of what we have, and I think we're going to have to probably get a little think outside the box and see how we can do things moving forward, and if we have to adjust things. I think we're in a unique part of the world where we have a lot of people, a lot of citizens that probably call MInot home that don't pay taxes to the park district. And I guess I'm on the fence of if I'm mad that I'm subsidizing their golf game if they golf at Surus Valley Golf Course and pay the same green fee as I would, and they don't live in MInot. But some of those things are, I guess you just have to live with it in the way it is, but maybe it's time to start looking at things differently and doing some of those things. So, but I guess I was disappointed in the voters turnout, and I guess when we went into this whole aspect, we kind of, I think I maybe can speak for the board, we left saying we're leaving the taxpayers' hands, and if they say yes, we move forward. If they say no, we keep on doing what we're doing. So I guess that's where the voters spoke, all 1,900 of them. So that's all I got.
Elsie?
Yeah, I was going to echo about the same sentiments. It was not for lack of trying. I think you end up with about 80 presentations, so you did an excellent job, and we just move forward with what we have. And I also just wanted to thank everybody that helped with the AZA accreditation. I know that was a big project, so I'm glad you're able to pull that off. That's all I have.
Very good. Pete, thank you. You did a lot of work too. I mean, so if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have been able to navigate down that path with legal advice and legal work. So thank you for everything you did during that process too.
Yeah, I think, Cliff, I like what you said, that I do feel like staff put out an honest presentation of what this was. There was certainly no effort to try and fool anyone or anything like that. The information was out there for people. I mean, obviously, it's disappointing that, our community couldn't get more than 2,000 people to go vote. So I would say to the people who actually did go vote, either yes or no, thank you for being involved and engaged and going and doing that civic duty. It's been written about since then, the apathy, and it's that is frustrating, but it is what it is. Some people just decide they're not going to take part in this stuff, and just deal with it. So I was asked after it, well, there's still a lot of big projects that the Park District has planned to do, and my answer was, well, it's going to be pretty tough for the next few years. And like you guys said, and we said the whole time, like you said, it was up to people, to the citizens, to tell us what direction to go, and we have that answer now. So we'll do that. But thanks to staff, I agree. Not just the three of you, but everyone. I'm sure everyone had a part, and whether you're for it or against it, but just getting that information out there, I think, was our job, and we did the job well. So, anything else from anyone? If not, would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We'll go to the foundation meeting. Any personal appearances? Personal appearances. We can look at the meeting minutes from the 20th of May. Look to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 20th foundation meeting.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Looks like we have bills for $178,263.92 from Ackerman, Rolack, and SRT. Jared?
Park Board President, Commissioners, I do have one additional bill I'd like to add to the foundation. At the last board meeting, we talked about the crack ceiling at the Mesa and the golf course. After looking at things, Cal and I kind of thought the Mesa bill for $7,680 might be a little bit too high for us to absorb and make up in the Mesa operational budget. So we did look, and there is some Mesa funds that are sitting in the foundation that we would like to use those funds to take care of the bill for $7,680. Because we're still pretty early in the year for the Mesa to burn up that chunk of operational dollars.
Okay. So we've got the number we have and the addition of that.
Yes, 7,680. I'm not going to quick math that.
Callan, you can get that, right? Can't you?
No.
Boy.
Notice they didn't ask me, Cal.
Ellie, you want to take
No,
a shot
I'm
at
good,
it?
I'm good.
Okay. Not in vacation mode yet? Close. What are the wishes of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented, plus the additional crack ceiling bill for Mesa Arena.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
The SRT bill, what was that for?
That was the camera installation, I believe.
Cameras for the African Plains building.
Gotcha. Good.
All right. Any more discussion? Not, Callan, you can call the roll.
Pravda.
Cliff?
I'm sorry, I was daydreaming.
Is that a no vote? Is that what that is there?
I was just thinking, I have one more thought.
Okay, sorry.
Trying to formulate. Sorry, what's the question?
Oh, you want to pass the bills or not?
Sure.
Okay.
The outcome this
Hammer.
Yes.
Kirkhammer.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anything on the statement, Callan?
No, nothing to add.
Any questions for Callan? All right. Any new business? Any other business? Look for a motion to adjourn.
We'll move to adjourn.
Sorry.
Motion and a second.